listings, best range, best prices guaranteed.
Welcome back to Today. Well, we all know this song. And is there anything more Aussie than this song? So good, isn't it? Well, there is concern this morning. Big tech companies will soon be able to access these bangers for free, all in the name of AI. Joining us to discuss today's headlines is National Senator M.Canavan and 9 News and 3AW reporter Heidi Murphy. Good morning to you both. Matt, this is actually pretty alarming. I mean, it means the local industry wouldn't be compensated for its work. Bangers like that being used willy-nilly. I mean, to what end?
I think it's ridiculous, Sarah. Big tech here is getting rich off the back of using lots of content for free. I definitely do not support them somehow getting free access to already protected intellectual property like those songs you just played. But more than that, I actually think this goes further. I mean, AI is actually training itself on the content that you and I just post on social media, stuff that's freely available, it's not currently protected by IP. I think there are serious questions to be raised here about why isn't there compensation for that more generally. So I've been very sympathetic to some of the voices in the US that are calling for this. Voices like US Senator Tom Cotton, who's been saying, Josh Hawley in the US, who's been saying, you know, why is these tech companies getting to use the content you and I create for free and then make money off it? I don't think that's fair. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Heidi, we work in the media, obviously, so it would impact us. But as Matt says, it's everyday Aussies too, and the hard work of all those homegrown artists out there. I mean, the Productivity Commission, what is this stuff they're just coming up with? Sure, it might be based on stuff that's happening in the US, but it's not legitimate, surely.
Well, I think that obviously the copyright laws probably have not kept pace with where we're at. Most laws in this space haven't kept pace with the growth in digital industries, with AI at all. So I can understand the argument to need to tweak the copyright rules or to give them an entire rewrite, but it should absolutely not be at the expense of what we do every day, at the expense of artists, at the expense of industries. And imagine if that creativity just disappears. What are we left with? Just AI songs that'll be sounding the same for decades and decades to come. It's dangerous territory to be moving into. Well,
especially when you consider the reach of AI already, right, before it's even weaponised in such a way. All right, well, let's move on. And secrecy is shrouding Australia's new defence deal with Japan. Matt, the cost aside, which we don't know what it is, the deal does send a strong message to Beijing, and with Chinese spies allegedly infiltrating Canberra. What do you make of this announcement and the timing of it?
Well, look, I welcome the announcement. I'd welcome even more once we've got the ships, of course. We've had significant delays and cost blowouts on similar naval programs, so hopefully this one can go to plan. I mean, there's a good reason why the cost is secret right now. The government, is my understanding, the government is negotiating the final price, so it doesn't want to reveal its hand. But I do think ultimately, once those negotiations are complete, the government should let the Australian people know how much this is costing. And then, of course, yes, we have to respond to the increasing aggression we're seeing. Let's face it, let's name it. It's from the Chinese government that it's occurring to many of our friends and allies in the region. So these are important investments. But as I say, I'll be saving the champagne until we actually see them on the water. Yeah,
they're 1 or 2 years away yet. But Heidi, to Matt's point, I mean, look, it's roughly estimated to cost about $20 billion. It'll probably blow out. But the Australian government chose to go with the Japanese rather than with the German manufactured products here. So that is a strong sign, isn't it, to Beijing?
I think it's certainly intending to be a strong sign. Hopefully it's not just about the optics of it, though. Hopefully we are getting a superior product. Hopefully they have checked the specs and we are getting the best possible. I agree with Matt too. We absolutely need to know the price when the contracts are all finalised. We're picking up the bill. We need to know. And in terms of messages to China, the more we can send subtly, lit up in big lights, the happier I am.
Yeah, the Japanese are sending that message a bit stronger than we are at the moment. Well, finally, Labor leaders are distancing themselves from Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen's plan to legislate the right to work from home. So, Heidi, the WA government has ruled out any changes to their legislations. Between that and billionaire property developer Tim Gurner, the chief agitator of Victoria, labelling the plan legislative madness. Do you think this is going to get up?
I think it will get up. I think it will absolutely be something that Jacinta Allen campaigns on right up until the election November of next year, because she thinks it'll be popular enough to mums, to dads, to enough voters, to enough workers.
But aren't workers already working from home? I mean,
well, correct. Yes. Well, there's no one's arguing they should absolutely all come back to work. It's creating a sense of an argument, hoping to take advantage of what happened with Peter Dutton in the federal campaign, except that no one's actually pushing back on it, except for business people who want the right to run their own business in their own way, which I think is perfectly legitimate. Whether it's achievable is a whole other question down the track, but absolutely she'll campaign on this. And the more criticism from business, the more she gets to say, we are the party for workers.
Well, Matt, this is interesting because it's been revealed now that Labor considered a policy to protect worker from home rights, federal Labor that is, but pulled up because of the meal Peter Dutton made of it. I mean, you guys did the work for them, essentially.
Well, look, we stuffed that up. There's no doubt about that, and we're not going to do that again. But look, to me, this announcement is just a distraction. Jacinta Allen's clearly trying to distract from the fact that she's running a state that's mired in debt. That has never really recovered from COVID, or at least Melbourne hasn't, and has got seemingly out of control machete crime. I mean, I think Victorians, and I'm not one, but I think Victorians would prefer a government focused on those major issues. This just seems to be trying to throw a hand grenade to create distraction, as I say, from their failures on all those fronts.
I think from two Victorians, Heidi, we can probably actually agree with Matt there. It's probably hit the nail on the head.
It feels like a distraction, it feels like a stunt, yes, but it's one Labor reckons is going to be electorally popular.
Oh, well, we'll see how it plays out, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday morning. Appreciate it.
Today's